Okay, it's the moment of truth. Drum roll, please. Oh, it's finally training. I'm just taking a step back just to appreciate what has just happened. Good morning, guys. And I really need to get a new chair. This chair is just like super noisy. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I'm just gonna be pushing out yesterday's vlog and yesterday's coding session, and then start working on. I honestly probably won't have time this morning, but we'll see how it goes. I also need to complete the backprop in Excel. I only did one layer last night. And I was so tired that I thought I was done. So I need to build it out, add the other layers to it, and then test it out and see how it goes and see whether or not it actually trains or if there's anything wrong with the way I built it out. That's the plan for today. I'm still a little fuzzy on whether, like, how I should be. There's going to be like a really weird transition period as I experiment a little bit with my content. Because ideally what I want is I'd want a vlog that just summarizes and just, shows how the day's going and for like each episode, but then it tells a larger story of progress and of, you know, progress of learning more about AI, machine learning, and also game development and building a business around that. So that's what I want it to be. So I want that to stay. But then when it comes to the actual coding, I'm still a little fuzzy on what to do there, whether or not I should just release the raw footage of me coding, or whether or not I should take that raw footage and then summarize it in another video of its own. So ideally, I'd want to have like all three to cater to different audiences. So the vlog for those that are interested in following my personal story, the full raw coding for those that may want to watch people sit down and watch people code. They find it useful, I guess. Me, not so much. But I also want to cater to that audience and have that footage for them. But I also want to cater to the other audience that they kind of just want a quick summary of how I built what I built, rather than a detailed every moment, like, oh, over here I have a for loop, but over here I'm doing this math calculation. They just want a summary of like, okay, what we're doing is we're checking for a win, like, right? Like in tic-tac-toe, the difference between saying, we're going to make a check winner function that just checks to see if there are 3 X's or 3 O's in a row and just determine the winner, versus, okay, how are we going to do this? There's going to be an array. The array is going to check different cells in the blah, blah, blah. So 2 different audiences, 2 different messages. I'll try to figure out how to communicate with both, but that does mean that there will be a little bit of an experimentation period. But yeah, that's that. So that's my morning. I've already rambled on for about 3 minutes. I need to really stop my ramblings, but hope you guys enjoy. Hope there's content to produce for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoy that, but I need to spend some time editing now, so see you after I'm done. Woo! Very, very late though. It's like 9:20, and I'm just starting to export yesterday's vlog and live coding. I'm just gonna call it a live coding session, even though it's not really a live coding session. So it's gonna take a while to render and complete. So in the meantime, let's get back to this. Let's do some more RNN building. I first just want to connect my microphone into this computer, not just the microphone but the webcam as well, just so I have and I control everything, all the camera stuff from this computer rather than this computer here that's already busy and tied up with something else. I've decided to scratch that. I'm going back to big computer for recording. This computer I'll use screen. I'll be recording my screen from this computer. And I've also plugged in my microphone into this computer, because I think this is a powered headphone jack, whereas on the big computer, I don't think I have one. So that's why the audio comes out as muffled. So I'm excited to see how the audio will turn out here. But with all that being said, we are quite behind. It's 9:42. So I think all I'll have time for this morning, because this is still exporting. There's no way this is going to be done anytime soon, unfortunately. So I think a lot of my content today is going to be delayed. But in the meantime, I guess for the next 15 minutes or so before I have to start work, what I'll do is I should probably start recording full HD like this too, eh? And I will just complete my recurrent neural network implementation in Excel. Okay, now just double check my formulas. Make sure nothing looks odd. This is a lot more annoying than I thought it was going to be. Okay, now that we have our deltas, what I'll do is, now let's start updating them. So I'll just copy our weights that we have here. Now I'll just add them over yonder. Take this guy and bring him over here. And so then what I just want to do is just want to make sure that just want to prevent exploding gradient. So what I'll do is, so for these weights, what I'll do is I will take minimum of these guys and okay, So I want to clip it between -5 and 5. That's what I'm going to go with, just for clipping purposes. Trying to figure out how to do this best. Okay, so to clip it, all I have to do is just say, okay, take this maximum of that and -5, and then do the same thing, minimum of that and 5. And that should achieve the clipping I'm looking for. Okay, so I have to do it individually. Okay, it's a bit of a hassle. And then finally add it to our original weights. Yeah, I'm still very, very, very confused about what to do with bias. That actually might derail everything, to be very honest. But we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there because I have to go. But now all we really need to do is just write just write a macro that copies these new weights and pastes them here. And so when it does that, then paste them here, refresh the whole sheet because I have it set to manual calculation just to speed it up and prevent it from slowing down on me. So copy these weights, paste them here, paste them in their respective areas, refresh the whole sheet. Then what that will do is that it will force another feed forward through what we've set up here, and then that feed forward also force another back prop, which is what we set up down here in this area where we have all our delta stuff here and our weight updates, which will then go back up, and then which will then change the weights. And so we'll just loop through. That's essentially what a neural network is. So we'll just loop through that. I'll create a macro later where we will be looping through that. Hopefully it works. Ideally, after a few training sessions, what you'd want it to do is you'd want these outputs to start to show E, L, L, and then O. So that's what we're going for. And if that works, my friends, we've done it. We've created an RNN in Excel, and we've blown it up such that I can understand. And if you're following through, hopefully you're able to take some value out of all this mumble jumble and you understand it as well. In that case, what we can then do is we can then, actually, no. We do have one more thing we need to do. So after this is done, that helps me understand the core mechanics of how an RNN works. Then what I'll need to do is I'll need to create an LSTM, which is essentially a long short-term memory, which I'll explain it when we get there, but it's kind of like an RNN. It's more like an evolved, it's more like an evolved version of an RNN. So I'm going to have to do that, or I'm going to have to create that in Excel as well. Once that is done, then we can finally go ahead and implement the code library. Once we have the code library up and running, then we can finally go ahead and inject this into our tic-tac-toe game. And we're getting close to the end, guys. We're getting close to the end of 3D tic-tac-toe, but bear with me. So I have to leave. I will see you guys later this afternoon. Okay, synchronize audio.
I should probably stop clapping so hard. Okay, guys, let's PM update. Here we are. It's about 8:14. I'm gonna work for maybe an hour or so. Just test out our RNN in Excel, see if it works. Try to train it. If it works, beautiful. I can probably start with just going through the LSTM code and seeing what I can repurpose from here and add it to the LSTM. What I am worried about is the bias for the hidden layer. I don't think I implemented that correctly, so there's a chance that it will not update, or there's a chance that it will not learn as well as, or like learn anything at all. That's gonna fail. So we'll see what happens. Oh, also, I actually figured out what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is, again, the live footage will be going out. And so it'll just be the screen plus my face plastered in one of the corners somewhere, so you can kind of see both or what's going on at the same time. So that's going to be like a full build video. And then the summary of what I built is going to stay in the vlog. So at least that keeps the vlog viewers updated with what's going on. And yeah. Gonna keep it at that. So once again, everything has been built out. We have our feed forward for all the different time steps. So time step 1, we're inputting H into the neural network, then E, L, L, and then we want the AI to output the word hello. So we have feed forward implemented, and then we also have the backprop implemented so that the AI learns and the weights are updated, and we just feed them backwards. So I think we're good to go. What I will do is I will go ahead and I will start creating our macro. So again, the macro is just will help me automate in Excel, because essentially what we want to do is we just want to copy these weights here, and then we just want to paste them in their respective sections. Actually, hold up. No, I forgot to incorporate learning rate back up. So what we want to do is we don't just want to update the weights. We don't want to use the delta to update the weights immediately. What we want to do is we want to update them. We want to slightly nudge the weights in the right direction. And so in order to do that, we're going to use a parameter called the learning rate to control that. So I already have learning rate built out here. So in Excel, for us to update the weights, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy here. Actually, sorry, what I'm going to do is just Shift F9, just make sure I run all the formulas, copy here, and then just go ahead and paste it here. And so I'm going to repeat that for weights, second set of weights. Again, I don't really know what to do with the third set of weights. I don't really know what to do with the bias just yet. We'll get there. So one of the reasons why I have it set to manual calculation is so that the neural network doesn't start updating while I'm still copying the weights over. So now what I'm going to do is when I hit Shift F9, it's going to refresh all the formulas. Everything is going to be recalculated again, including all the backprop stuff, including all the weight updates. And so this is just the step. So, I'm just going to continuously copy and paste, copy the new weights and copy them into the old weights. And so in order to automate this, because I don't want to sit here and do this 100 times manually, what I'm going to do is I am going to record a macro. What I'm also going to do is I'm actually just going to add a button. It's not going to be like the most beautiful thing, but did RNN. Okay. I haven't coded VBA for a while, so I don't know the exact notation just to automatically run our macro a couple of times. So there's essentially what I'm adding here is just that this will just repeat. Oh, sorry, next I. My bad. Yeah, because there's a for loop. This will just repeat our macro, and I've set it to 1,000 for now. 1,000's a lot. Let me do 100. Okay. So we're gonna sit back. It's gonna go update for 100 times, and we're gonna see what happens. And I just really hope my computer doesn't crash right now. This is quite scary. Are you done? Are you frozen? What's going on, computer? Talk to me, son. I don't think that's learned anything, but okay. Let's run it 1,000 times. See what happens. If it doesn't learn in like 1,000 epochs, then yeah, there's something grossly wrong with it. You know what? While this is training, I'm just gonna go and just be social. Finally, I haven't had time to check Twitter or anything at all today. Today's been a busy day, man. All right, let's see what happened. Okay, it's the moment of truth. Drum roll, please. Where the heck is my output? Where are my outputs? Oh my god, this thing learned nothing. So basically what it's telling me is, yeah, this is a really dumb AI. Every letter you input, it just tells you the next letter should be E. You input H, it says next letter is E. You input E, it says next letter is E. You input L, it says next letter is E. Put L, it says next letter is E. So he, E, Lee, Lee. Those are the words my AI knows. One thing I'll do is I will revisit how bias is. Oh, actually, another thing I also want to do is you know what? I'll do that next time. I also want to just graph how the total loss is decreasing over time. That is one thing I did implement that is one thing I implemented here, just to see how error decreases over time. You know what? Let me fix bias. Let me fix the bias first, and then I'll get to that. Hopefully that fixes it. If it doesn't, I don't know what to do, to be very honest with you. So it looks like bias for RNNs are a separate beast. So what I will do is I will bias one. I'll just separate it off. Save that. And round 2. Hopefully this works this time, but we'll see. Okay, I might stop training because I can see that the error is increasing, meaning it's not learning anything. I'm an idiot. Oh man, I flipped the sign somewhere. We found the gradient, meaning that we're going down, but I'm adding to the... What the hell is wrong with me there? This essentially should just be a minus. So our gradient that we found here is what helps us go down the slope, and so we just want to subtract it and make sure we're going down to reduce our error. I don't know why the hell I added it. Why do I have to be so dumb sometimes? I can't believe I made that simple, silly mistake. I was adding to the error rather than subtracting from it. Okay, let's see if this makes it learn anything. I'm confident that this will work, and I'll tell you why I'm confident. I'm confident it will work because what was happening is that the error was increasing, meaning we were going in the opposite direction of what we wanted, which to me seems to be like if we just flip the sign, then error should be decreasing, right? So I'm confident that this will work. Let's hope it works. So now it should be decreasing. It looks like it's decreasing. 7.54, 7.52, 7.51. It looks like it's working. 7.46, 7.42. It's definitely decreasing. Dude, it looks like it's going in the right direction, man. I'm proud and happy. We did it, guys. We did it. We built it. So it's going to take its sweet time. And I'm just going to go back and just do some more engagement with the community, Twitter community. And I have to take a look. I have to pop my head up and just... It's going down, guys. Started at 7. Now it's at 7.6. Now it's at like 5.9. I'm nerding out over just numbers. I'm excited just by numbers. What I should start doing is... You know, if I'm ever building an AI model and I'm just waiting for it to train, what I should do is I should make it like a live stream, so that I get some community engagement going on as well. I can just show you the training results at the end. But if there was community engagement, that would make this section, that would add a lot of value to this section. So that's something I got to take a look at. But oh man, we started at 7.6, we're at 4.9 now. Oh, it's finally training. I think it's going to need more than 1,000 epochs though. What I'll do is after it's done training, I'll just visualize the error and just see what's going on. If it's plateaued, then I don't know what to do actually if it's plateaued. But if it looks like the error is still decreasing at the same rate that it was at the very beginning, then I'll just train it for more epochs. I need to create a Twitch account first though. I need to get my website up and running. My website was like the first thing that I created before my YouTube channel, before my Facebook, before my Instagram, before my Twitter and TikTok and all that. And like, it's still down. I haven't even published anything on it yet. In terms of our output, oh, that doesn't look good to me. I mean, Almost, kind of. What do we start with? I forget what we started with. But it's learned that after an H should come an E, and then after HE should come L, after HELL, another L. The only thing it did not learn was O at the very end, which, if I was to initialize and if I was to train it again, perhaps it would learn that. But it worked. It worked. That's all that matters. Well, I mean, kind of. It's, whatever. I'm just taking a step back just to appreciate what has just happened. Okay, so a couple of things. One, I will need to figure out how to connect or how to add other update methods to my RNN. One I want to add is Nestrov's momentum, and also standard momentum as well would be something I'd want to add to. I want to add to the RNN, and then so I'm going to do that. So that's going to be tomorrow. And essentially, what those do is, let me see if I can actually show my error graphs. So basically, what they do is they allow the network to train much, much faster. So in this standard neural network that I have, this here is just a standard XOR gate. So it's a gate that has two input nodes, input 1, input 2. And so the output of it is 1 if either input 1 is a 1 or input B is a 1, but not both, right? So if both of them are zeros, it'll output a 0. If either one of them, if exactly one of them is a 1, then it'll output a 1. If both of them are 1s, it will output a 0. So in that very simplistic problem set, you can see here I've graphed out how the neural networks, how the different update methods, what are they called? I guess I was right. Yeah, so you just essentially see how the different update methods perform. So momentum is quick. Nestrov's momentum is quick as well. But the vanilla update, which is what I've implemented for the RNN, that is quite slow and it takes it quite some time to learn. And so that's exactly what's happened here. It's just taking way too long to learn. I could probably have it go for another 1,000 epochs before it actually plateaus, but it's definitely getting there. I would say at about 500 was where the trajectory started to change and it started to plateau just a little bit. But I could probably have it go for another 1,000, and in that second 1,000, and so that's what I'll do while I'm editing today's vlog, just to see. And so in that second 1,000 epoch, it'll most likely learn and most likely tune and just iron out this last kink of it, where it's not able to where is it? Where it's not able to where it's just getting the final output wrong. Yeah. So I'll do that while I'm updating, while I'm editing the video. I'm gonna add update Nestrov and momentum update tomorrow. Another thing I want to do is I think things like dropout and regularization, like L2, I don't really think they would change too much from a standard vanilla neural network, right? I think it's all kind of the same. But so that's the plan for tomorrow. And then we go to LSTMs, implement that in Excel. And then after we're done with both RNN and LSTMs, we finally start to implement them in code. And then we hook them up to our tic-tac-toe game. And then we are done major AI number 3 for tic-tac-toe. And then there's one more type of AI we'll get to. So we're getting there. We're moving. We're making moves. That's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys tomorrow.